If I lost all my placements and connects, here's exactly what I would do in 2026 if I had to start over. So the first one you've heard time and again, but I've been doing this for over a decade and it's still the same game. Post more content, create more music, post more content. A lot of creatives actually have trouble with this. Musicians, artists, all kinds of creatives have trouble with this. And it's usually because their relationship with creativity is one way. And this actually requires your relationship with creativity to be a different way. And especially because you want to be a perfectionist, maybe you're not used to putting out that much volume in any creative domain, or you have a certain view of creativity, it might hold you back from posting your content. I told the Roddy Ricch story earlier. That story is exactly a testament to that. The second tip is being consistent. If you're making music, if you're making songs, if you're making melodies, if you're making beats, you have to be consistent. Daily, there's something special about daily. If you can execute daily consistently, there's something very magical even about that. Or if you haven't had a season of it, at least, if you haven't had maybe a month of this, you should try it at least for a month. You do end up learning things for yourself that even I won't be able to teach you. The third tip is building more with artists locally and mixing their songs. When I started, all the tips on mixing songs was pretty bad or pretty non-existent. Nowadays, you can learn a lot faster. So learn how to mix and master songs and work with artists locally and help them create and push their own music as well. And if you're producing the music, if you're already making the beats, that's a crazy valuable skill set. The fourth tip relates to the first two, but it's make a lot of music. If it's another creative domain, make a lot of that, but just create a lot. It's how you get better, especially if you're new. You have to create more. There's no excuse. There's no other thing that you really have to do. You have to create more. That is your number one priority. Now, if you're able to study and create a lot at the same time, okay, cool. But if you're only studying and not creating at all, and you're new especially, there's no excuse for that. You have to create and fill in the blanks after that. And the fifth and final tip is gonna help you with the rest, which is track everything. Some people don't like to do this. I am a pretty systematic person, or at least it helps me a lot. I know a lot of creatives are gonna get on me about that, but track the numbers, how many beats did I make this day, this week? How many samples did I make this day, this week, especially if you're earlier on. The reason I say track, it isn't because you got to turn it in some crazy factory. It's because you yourself will understand and get a much better gauge of what's going on. Our minds trick us all the time. That's one of the best pieces of advice I can give you. Our minds trick us all the time, especially when it comes to things like this. But when you see the numbers, can't get tricked by numbers. So track everything. It will give you a much better idea of what's actually going on, and you'll thank yourself for it. And bonus tip, if you can keep things simple, that's also going to really help you with your output and creativity. If you have your FL Studio or your DAW set up, or if you have your instruments ready to go rather than having to dig them out, it sounds simple, but it's one of the things I learned when I was in LA. Some of my favorite studios, some of my favorite musicians, they had all the stuff ready to go. Within hand's reach was the rule. And that's a really good rule too. So same with tracking, same with making your art. Keep it simple. That's the bonus tip. And I'm probably going to make this a series, so follow for more.